A teacher asked her students what they hoped to do with their lives. And as you can imagine, there were several responses. People wanted to go into business, wanted to make a name for themselves in the military. Lots of wonderful responses. Many wonderful dreams were shared that day. But one really stood out to her. One of her students struggled with the question. And when pressed, they said, well, you know, I'm not sure. But whatever I do, I just hope and I want my life to have meaning. You know, and I thought to myself, isn't that what we all want? We all want our lives to have meaning in some way. Some of us may want to achieve something wonderful and have a lasting impact in our places of work or our communities, our homes. That's something that you and I desire. We desire to give something to this world. And it doesn't have to be large, but we desire to give something of ourselves that will help to enrich the love and will further the healing of the world, our communities, our nation. But you know, the question I think is really difficult. Where do we find meaning in life? Where are we to turn to? How do we know that we're following the right path? How do we know that we're on the right road and that what we're doing is the right thing? I would suggest that our scriptures today offer us a wonderful way. As you and I continue to journey in life, the best way to find meaning is in light of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. In that wonderful moment in the history of humanity, God declared once and for all an end to death and a birth of everlasting life. You know, we hear this in the prophet Jeremiah's teachings. You know, you get a sense that Jeremiah himself was seeking meaning in his own life. And of course, when he finds it in God, what does he do? He doesn't sort of keep that path to himself, but instead he goes and he counsels the children of Israel and he shows them the way to meaning. And he says in very sort of clear terms, cursed are those who trust in human beings, who seek strength, whose hearts turn away from the Lord. I think what Jeremiah is saying there is, without God, what are our accomplishments in the final analysis? Without God, where do we find our place? And how do we assess our impact? And you know, it's so truthful what he says. We sometimes seek meaning in all sorts of different things. And yet, people can disappoint us. They can even betray us. Our strength can leave us, and our health betray us. And at times our hearts are led astray, and we see pain. For Jeremiah, it's almost as if he understands all of the human condition, everything that we face in life, and he wants to counsel us to this more excellent way that he has found. Because for Jeremiah, true meaning is found in God, who, he says, like a tree near restful waters, does not fear the coming of the heat nor the storm. That those who are rooted in faith, in the faith of God, they find that in the challenges and in the joys of life, meaning and hope and justice. You know, Paul, in his letter to the Corinthians, he speaks to the early Christian community about finding meaning in life. And he says, our meaning as a Christian people is found most excellently in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. For us and for him, the resurrection changes everything. The world is never the same because Jesus was raised from the dead. And that is where our hope is found. That is where our strength is found. That is where our joy is found. That is where the meaning, my friends, of our lives is found, in the lives of those of this world. The resurrection frees us. It frees us to become who we are called to be. It doesn't mean that we won't have fear. It doesn't mean that we won't suffer pain. And it doesn't mean that doubt will leave us forever. Those are here to stay. But what we have with the assurances of our faith is that God is with us, that he is present to us. And at those times of weakness, whatever they may be, that he is there to walk with us. You know, there's a part of Luke's gospel that really jumped out at me, and I was amazed by it. Luke says that Jesus came down and stood on level ground with the people and his disciples. And as I reflected on that, it blew my mind. That God would come down and stand by our sides. That God would be there standing with us. What a radical, radical idea, but a beautiful reality. That God stands with us. That God came down and was made flesh to be with us, to look us in our eyes and to allow us to see him face to face. And that even death could not destroy God's bond with us. Jesus begins to teach them. And what he teaches them is meaning. He teaches them to seek meaning in life. And to seek meaning in life through God. He says to us that those who have been outcast, those who are hungry, are destitute, hated and ridiculed for faith, that those who mourn and are afraid, that those who are strangers in a strange land, that, my friends, is where we will find God. There we will see God face to face, in the poor, in the immigrant, in the stranger. And what will we be to them? What will our lives mean to them? Will they find safety? Will they find welcome, healing, hope, and joy? Jesus says to them, "You matter. You are loved. And you are very important to me." And that builds the dignity of all people. We all seek meaning in life. Some, well, these days, and maybe always, throw their hands up in the air and they say, there really is no meaning. But what God offers to us and to the world is this, that meaning is found in God. Meaning is found in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Meaning is found in the rebuilding of lives destroyed, those that are broken. And our meaning is found in welcoming the stranger with love and hope. And in doing those things, we profess our faith and belief in the resurrection and testify to its truth. So, my friends, our scriptures this week offer us this amazing way. And let us take it into our hearts and pray and think on it. That as we seek meaning in this world, that you and I may find it in the gift of the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.
Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you. Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you.